in one case, am I completely uninsurable also? What are some cases where I'd be like, bro, we are not going to give insurance to this guy no matter what?
Yes. So, for instance, let's suppose health insurance. Ab health insurance mein, if you have cancer, if you've been previously diagnosed with cancer, your options are fairly limited when it comes to retail policies. Retail policies are policies that individuals can buy off the shelf. A group policy is a policy where your employer covers you, or you're a bank customer. Bank says ki all my customers will get a group cover. So those are group covers, right? There these restrictions don't apply. But when it comes to retail policies, if you're going to buy a product off the shelf, then an insurance company will tell you, look, brother, you've already been diagnosed with cancer, and we know that you're likely to be, this remission business is not permanent, right? We're probably going to see cancer come back, and if we have to make the payouts, they'll be extravagant. So no amount of premiums that I extract from you can compensate for the losses I may incur in the future. So I'm not going to insure you. Although some companies will tell you, I'll insure you, but with a long set of restrictions.
Okay.
Essentially, I'm saying कि मैं इतना पैसा दूंगा, right? You have to pay 40,000 in premiums और 1 lakh का cap है chemotherapy के लिए.
That's it.
I mean, I'm giving an example, but it's fairly restrictive, right? So you don't get comprehensive coverage. So generally, what we recommend as a brand is that if you are young and healthy, now's the best time to actually go and buy a health insurance policy, a retail health insurance policy, because aage jaake if you probably contract something. Let's suppose I buy a policy today, health insurance policy. 6 years later, I'm diagnosed with cancer. Then the insurance company can't come back and say, I'm going to withdraw the policy anymore. Then they'll have to cover you in perpetuity, right? Every time you pay your premiums on time, they'll have to renew the policy and they'll have to make the payout if you have to make a claim.
Okay.
We've seen cases where people buy the policy, within the first year they're diagnosed with cancer.
If you can't watch a full podcast, watch a clip instead. You'll be as entertained and as informed. That's my guarantee. That's why you gotta subscribe to Dostcast Clips.
After buying?
Just within the first year. But policy to issue ho gaya. Uske baad insurance can't say anything, right? Because the assessment of risk was done before. If you had to deny it, you had to deny it then.
Okay.
Right? Unless there was non-disclosure. If somebody is lying, somebody hid the condition and then came about. In fact, one of my friends' father had bought an insurance policy and they ported. Basically, they had an insurance policy and they switched their provider. And during switching, they said, I'm fairly healthy. And they were healthy also, right? 4 months later, they were diagnosed with throat cancer. When they were diagnosed with throat cancer, it just so happened that the treating doctor in the original diagnosis report had said that the patient has been complaining of some trouble swallowing food since the last 4 months. And he had bought the policy after that 4-month window.
Okay, and this is written in pen on a paper?
On the treating, when he submitted a claim, he had to submit the treating doctor ka reports as well. And in the report, the insurer noticed that there was this feature, he was complaining of some problem swallowing. Karke. Now, this can be classified as non-disclosure. Yes. Because while buying the policy, I did not disclose to the insurance company that I had trouble swallowing, because they'll ask you if you're in good health.
Okay.
And if you say I'm in good health, it generally means you should be in very good health.
Okay. You said buying term insurance earlier. Yeah,
health insurance. Yeah.
Health insurance, right? I'm 27 right now.
Correct.
Got like shoulder pain, right? I've got the TMJ issue I talked to you about.
Correct.
I will talk about it more a little bit. But generally all is hunky-dory.
Correct.
Now I go and say, look, I want a health insurance. First of all, my family had one. Now I am, using my own because I'm going to have my own family later on in the future. And I also think as an adult, I should have my own. At some point, all of a sudden, one allergy develops after I've mentioned, I realized it's a minor allergy, nothing big. Is that ground for completely rejecting all my claims?
If you have not disclosed it, then yes, it can be grounds. It is that strict, right? Even minute things. In this case, the insurer was suggesting that this was not disclosed. However, this bar for non-disclosure is actually, again, slightly grayish. What the regulator says is that if I have taken a consultation for an issue, then I am supposed to disclose it. Ab yaar, throat mein khich-khich ho raha hai. It can happen to anyone. I'm not going to disclose it, right?
Do people disclose venereal diseases or no?
I mean, you have to disclose.